Hey guys, can you hear the kookaburras outside? It is beautiful. It's been a few days between the day 19 to day 20. I do have a lot to be grateful for, but today I want to say gratitude in clarity, especially about chemtrails, 5G, and all of those things. And the popular word that caused so much fear, anger, protest in this world that I'm not mentioning what it is. I have lost friend. They're in heaven. And my friend's Mary's friend, she woke up one day and she told us that she lost her friend. I don't know whether that was illness or senile, sorry, or the, which word. And I'm just grateful for you and me able to connect in this time. With other challenges that we have, I realized that my whole life I've been so scared of not death. I know death. Not scared of death, but seeing the result of people speaking truth not being rewarded but punished and tormented. That people keep promising that they were gonna change, that they refuse to change, and you give love and they tell others that you want them to suffer or you want others to suffer, which is an ultimate lie. And that those people would buy and believe it, that the lawyers, the narcissistic people, the psychopaths run, you know what, the network of torment, the heroes being ridiculed. And what can we be grateful for as spiritual warriors, beings, human beings, in this diversity? When you feel like you're going through hell and your brain need healing, and instead of giving you evidence of safety, and it may be in fear, we can be grateful for the brain still working. It's still trying to figure a new neural pathway out. That it needs to stop saying, do my owner need us to dump him down? And realize that being corrected doesn't mean you need to be dumped down. You need to do the right thing. And remember what happened before your trauma. Not karma. Karma did exist. There was a lady of karma. But it was when it first started, there was a false corruption that caused the karma system to do in the wrong way. And before that, the whole game of karma was not agreed by all beings. It was one particular being kept doing so. This lie that says continuity is the God energy continuity. Let me tell you this. None of our true sovereign star seed should ever mix with snakes. And if you read Star history, you will know right now they are actually doing stuff to my throat. They're saying I'm asking for it. I'm not asking for it. And they show up as if they are helper, they are not. And they know they are not. And how they do this is through your etheric template. And how they do this is by all of those mainstream secret society teaching. I call it mainstream secret society teaching because they've programmed this since ancient time, since the time of the Aryan and the Canis, Kanus. That's the wolf people, first race wolf people from the second Big Bang. And the first Big Bang created the SSSR empire, which is the son of the snake, right? But knowing truth doesn't mean we should be scared of it. A lot of us did not have reptilian incarnation, and we've been put in this body with a reptilian brain. If we don't want to suffer, then we need to take responsibility, and we need to be grateful for having another chance to take a look. And if we have a part of us said, oh, I just want to be comfortable, I want you to be comfortable too. But I do not agree with some people now to come here and say, just watch and don't have to learn how to protect yourself. You don't have to call out what is wrong. You don't have to, speak up for yourself. You know what that is for. That is for self-abomination. I do, however, have gratitude for clarity. That there's a different way of being a spiritual warrior, and it's just to say, I'm not wasting my time explaining to you because you twist and gaslight things, you turn things into what it's not, and you created this situation that want to trap yourself and others and cause the suffering, and then ask why Prom Creator doesn't fix this and heals. And at the same time, the one that did all the right work is asking what within you, that part of you is asking, I've done all the right thing, why is things not working? Because there's a part of you being bullied by the psychic vampires and physical vampires, right? And they are you, but they've been programmed to believe they are somebody else, working for somebody else, and this includes the psychic abuse from the Cabal, MK Ultra, the Senators. I can't even tell you how many times they did this. Those mad programming. Right now, I'm really grateful for, even though I know all the pain, I know my heart belongs with Prime Creator and Prime Creatrix, and I know there was energy and abuse happened in my atmosphere, auric field, and I know I don't want to use that S word. I'm so done. I'm ready for either the complete wholesome, healed, current first wave blue indigo soul that I came from, or have them heal, recover, soul retrieval, take power back when our higher, bigger part of self come 100% in, and then integrate. Every day that I'm here with you, I came to you honest. I decided to talk to you guys, and literally, I'm still like battling the jerk. Currently, it had been a catfish snake monster that keep chewing, you know, my neck and stuff. And the biggest lie I'm grateful for that I found clarity is the false hero who was doing those false agendas and programs and false matrix and false AI god and goddesses. They are, you'll see them, their skin is glowing and they're quite alright, but you know something's not quite right. You know you did many healing, tons and thousands of dollars, but nothing they promised really happened. And when something happened, they said you didn't fully integrate properly. You resisted because you are still in 3D or 4D. I want you to know it's a lie. And I recommend you to check out the Terra papers, TERA, PAPER. There's 1 and 2. I gone through it all, and when I saw it, I like, yeah, okay, so that's what I gone through. Um, and I'm currently reading Cryogenetic 1. I've gone through those things, and they still feel very raw, so I need to emotionally prepare myself to read it again. I'm grateful for able to reach to you guys, especially if you're first wave indigo. I know telling you this, I know how desperate, depressed, lonely you are because you're not resonating with most of those things. You have no evidence, but there's tons of books to say that your wisdom is wrong, their spiritual teaching is right, but you just feel like something's not quite right. You are right. Those books were written by descendants from the first and second and, you know, Big Bangs, and then there's third, and then Lyran came, and then other Syrians came, and then Andromeda Arcturian came. I'm grateful that you are still alive. If you're first wave indigos, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, quit biting me. I'm just so amazed how many people just believe in those lies. Being clairaudient, sentient, and everything, I can see how this false matrix plays. The issue is so many entities and beings think they're doing right things. In the etheric realm, in the astral realm, for example, one I'm facing right now, um, if you're a real warrior, you do go through this, but I don't want you to have the belief, oh, if I'm not going through this, I'm not warrior. You might just gone through this and healed. You may or may not know. Um, is that the false being, the AI system, whatever, they would ask what Tara need, and they would say Tara wants blah blah blah, want this one to suffer or want that one to suffer. And Tara says if you give money, then you can do this to her. But they don't mean money. They mean the etheric energy or my crystalline DNA or things like that. I had to really fight and stand up. And then they said if I'm gonna tell people truth, they were gonna put implant. But all those years they did actually, regardless I was telling truth or not. And here's the one that I'm grateful for. Now I know if someone threatens you, if you speak truth, we're gonna do this, this, this. I tell you what, when you don't speak truth, they will do the same, just more. Okay? But the difference is when you speak truth, you still have your sovereignty, and when you don't have your sovereignty. Unicorn, unicorn pee or pooping jelly is not gonna help you. Okay? Unicorns are fierce in the real realm, but don't get addicted to it. Don't get a fake fancy story. Fairies do exist, but they are fierce. But don't get addicted to it. Crystals are beautiful, really have functions, but don't get addicted to it. And there is a MK Ultra and a crypto reptilic programs, but don't get fearful of it. All the spiritual books there, you don't need any of them except tarot paper and cryogenetic 1 and 2. That's if you are first with indigo, infrared, crystal, or rainbow, that you are ready. The price to pay is to keep your sovereignty. That no matter what, you keep your sovereignty. That's not a vow to anybody, any occult. I don't care who they are. That's a sovereignty agreement to you and your soul. And that's what I'm grateful for. It was so much that today I went and I sat on the grass. I start talking to my trees. I start crying to Prime Creator and Creatrix, and I was crying, and the sky started crying. And I poured my heart out, and then this energy came to shush me. And I'm like, Prime Creator and Prime Creatrix is right there, you know? Don't shush me. Especially when I'm talking to my parents. And there's another lie says that I told my soul that they have to pay me to stay in my body. They also told other entities that if they pay me, they can get in the body. But you know what that is? They actually was biting down my body. They said it was theirs, but it was mine. So they didn't. Not only they didn't give me anything, they bited me, which end up in my medical bills. Everything they've done to me psychically, now, because of the lie they've been telling, was the same thing they're doing with humanity, which is how we end up in this situation for the last 2 years and still happening. This is a sovereignty, and I don't like the word war, but this is sovereignty challenge. And you got to stop doubting, is it I'm not sovereign? You got to know you're sovereign. If you don't see me, like in a week or two, just know I would at least contact you once a week. Okay, or once in 2 weeks. And if you haven't seen me in 1 month, just start calling Prime Creator, Prime Creatrix. Everything that my soul told my human eye, as bigger self told I here, checks out now. And I'm grateful for my strength. And I want my soul to know I was never against her. And I know what happened between us and our soulmate, our comrade. And I wanted my soul to know it wasn't me. And yet I know my soul already know it's not me. And I know this attacks, and I know what is automated false templates and words, and what is real one, and they may or may not sound like you, and like, oh my god, that part of me said this, but it might not be. So be grateful for clarity in diversity is so important. Never allow any part of you to act in command if they're against your true sovereign source, Suma. So even if what they said is really from your word, because that could be a attack from MK Ultra manipulation. And I'm also like shout out to one politician that had gone through the hell that we gone through, that had the pain and stress that I screamed to the heavens about what happened in my psyche and my version of spiritual warriors and army beings that was not properly taken care of. It was not. We kept fighting, and we needed help, and there really wasn't a lot of summer help, and it's like other, spiritual people call help, and there's tons of help. What the heck is this? And I realized that it was all from First Wave Indigo Agreement. And so we have a lot of ones. The First Wave Indigo have a lot of ones. And if you're First Wave Indigo, you would feel like, why? Why would you do this to me? Why give my heart out to humanity when I have been here for so many lifetimes? Why would the Prime Creator have all the other star people, light worker or empaths, whatever, I don't want to label, but just not saving me out of the hell when, I know I'm part of the Prime Creatrix and Creator embodiment. And you might even have a many session with healers and you're like, but they said the false agreement is over. They said they removed it. A lot of those people are still worshipping occults, deities, rituals, spells, curses, worshipping certain race from the star race. I mean, you and me, we all had many lifetimes as Arcturians, Pleiadians, many things, Syrians, Orions, whatever, but you can't be addicted to that. And if you want to connect with those parts of yourself, your soul's one-on-one lesson would be, that's what your heart self is for. And then in meditation, with your heart self in charge. You don't need all those counseling and stuff, because if you're really honest with yourself, that's just, I need, that's a box. This is a program box. I'm really grateful for this, to tell you this, being here and tell you this. If you still have I need to know this counsel and that counsel and know all this stuff, being really connected so that I am, really in the spiritual stuff. So I'm really in this tribe. It's actually not in the real tribe. And I'm super grateful now I can truly, authentically resonate. And then, whoa, almost fall into another box. Another box is that I never thought. The first time when you authentically says it, it's true. But next time when you feel like, automatically it says that, no, that's not right. Because that's a random inner dialogue, which I explain to my student what that is. And it gave me gratitude for new choices, because every book allures you, but as long as they still say, your archangel this, Syrian council that, Arcturian this, you're not within your own heart. Your sovereignty is in your own heart. And your true guardian should be your own oversoul. And some of them are really helpful with certain part, but then they have certain lies and traps inside. And so gratitude of knowing which part is lie is actually gratitude of knowing our soul's inbound psychic knowledge center of your soul's evolution. And to be grateful for every experience we had as it was and it is how we stabilize our existence. But always and always allow yourself to improve those timelines so it shifts when it exists, and then you shift and change authentically of the timeline by healing quantumly. That automatically change the timeline rather than delay it like you don't exist anymore. That's not how it's supposed to be done. Things shift in quantum way. It just have to be done properly by the real team. They can do it. Bad things don't exist because every moment in quantum timeline, you're always able to say something different. And so, in this challenging time right now, we need to be grateful for our strengths and willingness to change everything to secure our soul. Even if you don't feel you have all the resources, even if you feel like things not all lined up for you, to have courage and wisdom and to tell them no. The gratitude of the word no. To be grateful for, understand no perfectly yourself. Understand when you say no, when you say don't. And not tell your body you accept it. You just don't accept the wrong behavior. Don't deny your body or your masculinity or femininity. Separate your body from the false entity and reconnect it with the true herself. And stop believing you have to suffer to ascend or reascend. It's bullshit. It's not true. It's a tyrant plot that they submitted, embedded since ancient time. They call it crucifixion. They even name certain vegetable crucifixus. How do you call it? Crucifixus vegetable. Crucifix something. I don't know how to say it. Crucifixus, I think. Like cauliflower, broccoli. Yeah, that kind of vegetables. Which is really helps with the autoimmune. And they shouldn't be called that name because it still come from the word crucifixion. And we don't need a crucifixion. We need a new world where crucifixion is no longer prioritized. Self-sacrifice is not needed. We don't need a new world agenda or a new earth agenda. We need truth and appreciate it as it was, it is, improve it and shift quantum timeline so we can organically truly ascend. Appreciate the soul. So be grateful for truth. Be grateful for your soul. I love you all. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for your courage, your love, your courage in the belly, your love in the heart, and your wisdom in your soul's psyche. Adios, amigas. Bye.